Test check, 1, 2, 3.
The following high-definition presentation of Beacon Sports is brought to you by Beacon Academy, an elite group of students destined to bring you the future of better broadcasting.
Live from the ballpark at Rosemont in Rosemont, Illinois. YouTube.com in conjunction with ChicagoBandits.com present the 2015 National Pro Fast Pitch season, where this evening in the second game of a three-game set, the Chicago Bandits host the Akron Racers. Good evening, everybody. Mike Knezevich, along with Eric Katz and the rest of the Beacon Academy crew, as we get set for the second half, the middle of this series out here. The Chicago Bandits first place in the NPF with a mark of 4-0, and the Akron Racers come in with a record of 1-2. I want to thank all the folks that are making tonight's broadcast possible here. .com, along with ChicagoBandits.com. They include Boomba, also Worth Fast Pitch, DeMarini Sports, and Wilson Sporting Goods. Also thanks go out to Combat Sports, Mikan and Mizuno. Also thanks to Louisville Slugger, Easton, Evo Shield, Bonet, Diamond Sports, and Nike. Thanks also go out to our Chicago Bandit sponsors that you'll hear throughout the broadcast, and they include the Chicago Center for Orthopedics, Don Q Rum, and HR Contracting. Also thanks go out to Orange Crush LLC, Transnational and Total Athletic Care. Willowbrook Ford, also a proud supporter of the Bandits, along with Athletico. Desplaines Golf Center and Lake Park Course, Rosemont Health and Fitness, and Oral Health Care Professionals. We also want to thank Kings Lanes, American Chartered Bank and Coal Construction, and finally Deljo Heating and Cooling, Cassidy Tire, along with 3 and 2 Sports. Going to bring in my broadcast partner, Eric Katz. My name is Mike Knezevich, and Eric, a thriller last night, going all the way to the 8th inning. The Bandits down by 4. They were able to come back and end up winning the ball game in a very exciting finish.
It was almost like a thrill ride. Brittany Cervantes had that big 3-run shot that put the Bandits to within 1, and then Emily Allard came up big and was just clutch.
There is the home run by Double Deuce into the night here at Rosemont, down to left center field as Garcia runs out of room at the track. And that, at the time, Eric, made it a 5-4 ball game and really was a momentum turner for the Black and Orange.
Brittany Cervantes lit the charge to what eventually came out as a Bandits win.
And that, of course, was off the starter for the Akron Racers, Sarah Pauly, who really pitched her heart out. She pitched 7 innings in the ball game. She got a no decision in the particular matchup, but certainly a very tough loss for Sarah Pauly in the ball game. Then the Bandits end up tying it up on a base hit by Emily Allard, which brought in Amber Patton, who had started the inning with a triple, and then just a crazy play to end the game, Eric, a line drive off the bat of Megan Blank, and what a terrific heads-up play by Tammy Williams to come in with the winning run.
Tammy Williams has a rare talent that you can't teach at any level. She has the ability to read a situation and make a smart decision from there.
And that, of course, end up getting the win for the Bandits, their 4th in a row to start the season after having a 3-game road winning streak against the Pennsylvania Rebellion. And certainly a great start here against an Akron team, which had a little bit of a revenge factor going in because of what happened in the championship series last year.
Indeed, the Bandits had a hard time early in the game, but eventually they put on the boxing gloves and they were able to fight all the way to the end.
Earlier in the pregame festivities out here, we had an opportunity to have a couple first pitches thrown out by Sarah Welch along with Katrina Marzuki. And we also want to welcome on board as well. Our bat girl today is Ellen Marvin, along with Chiara O'Leary. She's the shadow bandit for the day. Also, we've got the mascots out here today, Eric, as some of the local colleges are going to be well represented.
Yep. Today I saw Willie the Wildcat from Northwestern. I also saw Diggs from DePaul, which, believe it or not, Mike, we have Emily Allard and Tammy Williams who came from Northwestern, and Tammy Williams also coaches at DePaul. We also had Kirsten Verdon and Amber Patton who came from DePaul, so both their alma maters are here at the ballpark today.
Good local representation, not only from the mascots, but from the players. And, of course, we're also going to get the debut of Swiper out here tonight, the new Bandits mascot as well. So all kinds of activities going on right now as you see the teams being introduced right now, as we're going to get set for the playing and singing of our national anthem, as Jordan McCauley is going to lead us here in honoring all of our men and women fighting for our freedom each and every day here in the United States as well as overseas. So right now the Bandits with a 2-game lead in the NPF, and of course the other action going on tonight as well, the Pennsylvania Rebellion taking on the Dallas Charge, who picked up their first win in franchise history last night.
Nice to get that first win out of the way. That's always the first one, and that is the toughest to get. Eventually, once you get the first win, they say it's all easy from there.
9-5 victory for the Charge in that particular ball game over the Pennsylvania Rebellion, who fell to 2-5 on the season. Meanwhile, the USSSA Pride have not played a game yet. Kind of an interesting scheduling quirk in the NPF here. Their first game will be coming up on Saturday, and they will be in action to hit the circle, so to speak, for the first time this particular season. So we've got a great matchup out here tonight. A rookie pitcher for the Chicago Bandits going against a crafty veteran for the Akron Racers.
Lacey Waldrop was the Player of the Year, the USA National Collegiate Player of the Year a couple years ago. She came out of a great school, Florida State, and she did some great stuff there, also being the ACC Pitcher of the Year this year.
Lisa Norris, just a crafty veteran for the Racers, a late entrant onto the roster here for Akron, and did a terrific job last year in getting this Racer team all the way to the championship round against the USSSA Pride. She certainly has a lot of moxie and guile out there. She usually pitches with a lot of runners on base, but those situations don't seem to bother her at all.
When the going gets tough, that's typically when you want to be cool, and Lisa Norris knows how to do just that.
Earlier today we had the dance troupe, the Villa Park Dance Company was out here performing, and right now the Dream Team is out there. That's the Mackenzie Bilkhouse birthday party, and they're out there right now giving high fives to all the Bandits. And also KGH Architects is out in the party deck tonight, And the folks out in the party deck last night, they had a lot of action.
They did. They saw a bunch of home runs go their way. I think 2 out of 3 of them came in their direction.
Yeah, both teams hitting a couple dingers last night. And, of course, the big one was Cervantes to be able to get the Bandits within 1 earlier. Taylor Edwards, the new Bandit from the trade with the Rebellion, was able to hit a solo home run right over the 220 sign in straightaway center field, and that was a welcome bit of power there from the Bandits. And, of course, the Akron Racers, they also answered. Narissa Myers with a tape measure shot off the top of the Bandits logo on the scoreboard in right center field, one of the longest home runs I think I've seen here at the ballpark.
I was talking to her before the game. She actually didn't see where the ball landed, and then Sammy Garcia hit the top of the C out there, and it went behind it. All I got to say to that one, Mike, is man, that one got out of there in a hurry.
And right now the mascots, you see Willie out there from Northwestern. There's Swiper, the new mascot for the Bandits. Dibbs from DePaul right in the front there to the right, and Skates in the background right now from the Chicago Wolves. So we are certainly going to be entertained out here tonight at the ballpark at Rosemont. But right now we are going to stand up. We are going to face center field to Old Glory for our national anthem.
Who's on stars and bright songs through the herald outside? For the land we belong, we're so gallantly slain. And rocking red land, the birds sing in.
Well, I tell you what, there is certainly a future for Jordan McCulley from the Plainfield Twisters. Nicely done. And a song, of course, that's got a lot of range, and she did a great job on the anthem.
She certainly did. Maybe she could try out for The Voice.
So now let's take a look here as we get set to go through the first pitches, as we'll now line up our Boomba starting lineup. First of all, for the Akron Racers, they are coached by Brian Levan and assisted by Dustin Combs. They will have in left field leading off number 17, Jill Barrett. Taylor Schlopey will be in center, hitting in the second spot. Narissa Myers, we talked about that tape measure home run to right center, will be in the third hole at short. Designated player after catching last night is Hallie Uten. It'll be Kylie Quico back at first base. His double threes will be in the fifth hole. Jen Gilbert will be in right. Griffin Joyner, the rookie from Kentucky, catching. Kelly Montalvo dropped down to the eighth hole at third. And Ashley Thomas at second base to round out the Racers offense. And now let's take a look at the Wilson Sporting Goods defensive alignment for the Chicago Bandits. They will have Brenna Moss in left, Emily Allard in center, Kelsey Jones, the rookie, getting the start in right tonight. The infield from third to first will have Amber Patton, Tammy Williams, Danielle Zimkowitz, and Kirsten Verdon getting the start tonight, as Brittany Cervantes has some personal business to take care of tonight. Taylor Edwards will be catching, and the rookie Lacey Waldrop will be in the circle. And let's take a look at numbers in our Worth Fast Pitch starting lineup analysis. What great numbers that Lacey Waldrop put up in her career over at Florida State. A record of 28-7 in her senior season, Eric. And you talk about a workhorse, 211 and a third innings with 232 strikeouts, only 86 walks, 46 earned runs, and 123 hits given up, giving her those Player of the Year award honors that you talked about.
Yep, this season she wasn't able to capture it this year, but she did make it down to the top 26 finalists in this year's USA National Collegiate Player of the Year honors, which that honor eventually went to Lauren Hager at the University of Florida.
Second pitch of the game stays a little bit upstairs. Our Orange Crush LLC umpiring crew has Marty Aberzizian behind the plate tonight. Bob Sells will be at first with Craig Hyde over at third. Gilbert coming in with that 500 average. That ball is swung on and missed. Jill so far on the season, 5 for 10. And she has yet to score a run or drive in a run, but she's been doing a great job of setting the table here for Coach Levan and the Racers. Count still remains at 1-2. We've got the speed gun working tonight, 63 miles an hour on the breaking pitch from the former Seminole, number 13, Lacey Waldrop. The forecast calls for partly cloudy with a 20% chance of precipitation. Temperature at 52 right now. The wind is out of the north at 14 as that ball is grounded slowly down to Z, and Zimkowitz gets it over to Verdon. It's a 4-3 putout to start it off here for Waldrop and the Bandit defense.
Not a bad way to start your career by getting the first down instead of giving up a hit to the first batter you face in your MPF career, Mike.
Lacey did have one appearance earlier. She pitched one inning earlier in the season, had a walk and no strikeouts in that performance against the Rebellion. So Taylor Schlope now will come to the plate. Taylor, the former Bulldog out of the University of Georgia, and I tell you what, Eric, she had a great catch in shallow center field last night.
Yes, she did. That was like a rocket, and she laid out like Superman in order to make that catch.
That breaking pitch a little bit down at 64 miles an hour, evening the count up at 1 apiece. Schlope coming in at 111. That's 1 hit and 9 at bats. She has scored a couple runs. The 1-1 offering again. She pulls the string as that one went from 64 down to 52 miles an hour.
She really pulled the string on that one, Mike.
Infield playing straight away. Outfield is medium depth for Taylor Schlope. Slightly open stance from the right-hand side. 1-2 pitch is grounded and snared by Patton in the foul area there in the coach's box right in front of Coach Brian Levan. Dustin Combs down at the first base slot for the Racers. So Waldrop getting the start tonight with that big wind blowing in over the center field wall. It's certainly a pitcher's night here at the ballpark at Rosemont. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the first, and now we're even up at 2-2.
Yesterday, Mike, I was talking to Dustin Combs before the game, and he his college ball at NEO, Northeast Oklahoma A&M. He also came from the town of Commerce, the same town Mickey Mantle grew up in.
Pitch and outside, and now we're going to have our first 3-2sports.com payoff here to the second hitter in the Racer lineup, Taylor Schlope. Narissa Myers, the former Bandit, is on deck for the black and red. Here's the payoff. And it gets away as well from Taylor Edwards back to the screen, and the Racers have themselves a base runner here with 1 out.
Tonight, Mike, it's important that Waldrop keeps that ball warm because the wind is not gonna play to her favor sometimes, especially blowing in on her hands.
So now up to bat is Narissa Myers. Myers with that towering home run last night to right center field, hitting at .333 on the season with those 2 RBIs off the dinger. Pitch will stay downstairs for ball 1. Again, thanks to our Beacon Academy crew, Bilal Mohammed producing, Ronnie Capuzzo directing with Caroline Moeller on graphics tonight. We'll line up the cameras out here in a second. As there you see Narissa's numbers. Again, pulling the string on that off-speed pitch and missing, and now Myers is in the driver's seat here, 2 balls and nothing. Brendan Culleton is manning the camera up here in the press box behind home plate. Rebecca Pasteris, as usual, down at third base. Sarah Mogatich over at first with Max Arnold up here in the booth as well. Ball is grounded sharply to Verdon. She'll go to second for the force. They try to get the return feed over to Z, but T-Will had to avoid the oncoming Slopey, so Myers will reach first base on a fielder's choice.
Great play by Verdon. There was no way that they would have been able to get the out at first base unless Verdon really hustled. Instead, she decided to get the lead runner. That was a good mental decision on defense by Kirsten Verdon, who's filling in for Brittany Cervantes tonight.
Yeah, really, she's certainly a versatile player. She was in the circle last night starting for Chicago. So now the cleanup hitter, Haley Uten, now will come to bat. The designated player coming in at .455 on the season, and that home run and RBI was a game winner on the road earlier on the season for the Racers. That ball briefly got away from Edwards, and we talked about, Eric, the arm that she showed in the exhibition series against Pennsylvania, and you could tell Myers certainly wasn't in a mood to test it at that point.
Yep, she threw a straight bullet in that game and was able to get the oncoming stealer.
Uden takes that one right on the corner. A nice pitch that time by Waldrop when she was down in the count. She didn't give in.
Yep, good choice in pitches also using that fastball, which is a typical strike pitch.
Out straight away. The 2-1 offering stays down. So it does catch the corner. Is a late call there by Marty Abrazian. So now we have deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first inning of play here at the ballpark at Rosemont. And that wind continues to gale in about 20 to 25 miles an hour. And now we'll go full, and Myers will be off with the pitch here, so anything that gets into the outfield gap will certainly give an opportunity now for the Racers to take the lead in this game as the Bandit outfielders back up a step or two. Here's the payoff now to the former Cougar from Houston, and swung on and missed. And just making sure that it's not a drop third strike is Edwards as she throws it down, and that will retire the side. So the Racers do pick up a 1-out walk from Schlopey. She gets eliminated on the fielder's choice by Myers. No errors by the Bandits, and 1 runner left on base. We'll head to the bottom half of the first inning of play. The Akron Racers nothing. The Chicago Bandits coming to bat here on YouTube.com and ChicagoBandits.com. Rosemont, Mike Knezevich along with Eric Katz. Let's take a look at the Boomba starting lineup for the Chicago Bandits. They will lead off with Brenna Moss in left field. Emily Allard will be in center. It'll be Tammy Williams at short. The middle 3 will be Taylor Edwards, Megan Blank, and Kirsten Verdon, with Amber Patton in the 7th hole at third. Kelsey Jones, the rookie, in right. Danielle Zimkowitz at second base. We'll set the Akron Racers with the Wilson Sporting Goods defensive alignment after this first pitch from Lisa Norris. And that goes right on the letters for strike 1. Defensively for the Racers, brought to us by Wilson Sporting Goods. Match your team colors or design a glove that represents your style today. Barrett, Schlopey, and Gilbert, the outfield from left to right. Montalvo, Myers, as that ball is grounded down to second. Little flip on the play there by Ashley Thomas over the first baseman Quico. And it's 4-3 with the putout. We'll finish up with the Wilson defensive alignment. For the Akron Racers, the infield from third to first will have Montalvo, Myers, Thomas, and Quico. And there you see the pitcher Lisa Morris along with the catcher Griffin Joyner, the rookie. And there's the numbers for Lisa Norris last season. This is her first start of the 2015 campaign. 62 and 2/3 innings with a record of 4-7, 37 earned runs, 25 walks with 36 strikeouts, and a 3.77 ERA. Allard knocks it off the glove of Montalvo as Emily gets moved up from spot number 9 to spot number 2 in the order, and that pays dividends right off the bat.
Emily Allard, one of the most skilled slap hitters the NPF has to offer, does a good job at slapping that ball up in the air, and it was just out of the reach of Montalvo, and it just bounced over a glove, kind of like a Baltimore chop.
And there you see who certainly is going to be a part of the Akron Racers Hall of Fame, and that's double ones, Lisa Norris. Here's T-Will. She takes it a little bit outside. Tammy Williams scoring the game-winning run last night in the bottom half of the 8th frame for the Black and Orange. She comes in at 200 on the season, 3 of 15, with 3 runs scored on the campaign. Norris will throw that backdoor breaking ball and try to catch the black of the outside corner. And then when you start to lean over the plate, she'll come in with the high hard one upstairs. That ball is laced by Tammy into left field for a hit. Fielded by Barrett and quickly into Myers. So the Bandits got something cooking here in the bottom of the first as they get 2 runners on here with only 1 out.
Great middle on the bat, Mike. She was able to place it in the right spot to get it past the diving Nerissa Myers.
So that'll bring up the new Bandit here with Taylor Edwards as she looks down to third base coach and head coach Mike Stewart. Roman 4 back in the first base coaching box tonight after the night off last night. Edwards had that big solo home run over the 220 mark and straightaway center field in the game last night. She's off to a terrific start, 6 for 15 at a 400 clip. A run scored, a home run, and an RBI. That pitch is going to stay a little bit inside, and now Edwards is in the catbird seat here, 2 balls and nothing.
Keep in mind, Mike, as we talked about earlier, Lisa Norris likes to put runners on base, but she knows how to work her way out of it.
Edwards took that one right on the letters. A good job of getting that ball right up inside on the hands of Edwards. Folks are subscribing to YouTube, the Bandits webpage. And now it goes to 3-1. Jennifer Fredericks checking in along with David Marshall and Roberto Pesci, all joining us here on YouTube.com tonight. So Williams will get her momentum towards second. Allard to third as that one's hit right up the elevator shaft. Montalvo is going to settle under it and squeeze it for out number 2.
Great pitch by Lisa Norris, Mike, right on the hands, was able to pop that one up in foul territory, and that was a can of corn for Kelly Montalvo.
Well, I tell you what, we've seen this movie before with number 11 for the Racers. She is not afraid to pitch with runners on. She will not. And now with 2 outs, it'll be up to Megan Blank, who, in a way, got a sacrifice tonight the unconventional way when she lined out to Ashley Thomas. The former Hawkeye checking in with a batting average of .250, 1 for 4 on the early season with a run batted in.
She also had that single last night for that first hit of her career.
Nice breaking pitch, evens the count up at 1 apiece. That was a 58-mile-an-hour breaking pitch. So there you get a good look at the Hawkeye, who tonight is the designated player for head coach Stewart and the Bandits. Good fastball there. Got a scoreboard update for you at the game between the Chargers and the Rebellion that we'll talk about here in a second. Right now the business is on the field as Blank takes that one. Trying to frame it was the rookie, Joyner. And the count goes to 2-2. No score in that ball game early in the top of the 4th between Pennsylvania and Dallas. Blank does get a little bit of piece of that one just to stay alive as Quico gets it in quickly.
Griffin Joyner, Mike, was actually coached by Brittany Cervantes when Cervantes was a volunteer assistant at the University of Kentucky. while Joyner was just a sophomore.
Yeah, that's certainly a thing to hang your hat on as a rookie. And now the count goes full. We'll see the old merry-go-round here at the ballpark at Rosemont as Allard will be off at the pitch from second, and T-Will race down to first as Mike Stewart gets ready for the windmill down at third. Here comes the payoff from Norse. Laced on the plate at Thomas. Good stab to her right, and she gets it over to double threes. Kylie Quico on a nice play there by Thomas to retire the side. So the Bandits threaten in their half of the first inning of play, but they fail to plate a runner. They get 2 base hits in the inning, and there are no racer errors. 2 runners left on for the Chicago Bandits. Our first inning was brought to us by Transnational, the most trusted name and bank card and sponsor of the 2015 Scholar Athlete of the Year. 1 inning in the books here at the ballpark at Rosemont. It's time for our tug of war, which is brought to us by Athletico. 330 locations with complimentary screenings and on the web at athletico.com. We'll head to the top half of the second in a scoreless tie on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Welcome back here to the top half of the second inning. It is brought to us by Des Plaines Golf Center and Lake Park Course. Check out their website on the Des Plaines Park District site for family outdoor fun at Des Plaines Golf Center and Lake Park Course. Top half of the second inning in a scoreless tie as Quico fouls that one. Nice job by Brian Levan to field that one from his third base coaching position. Quico so far in the season hitting at .250 with a home run and a couple runs driven in. Here's the pitch by Waldrop. And the count evens up. 63 miles an hour on the off-speed pitch. Waldrop certainly can dial it up from the circle and get that speed gun close to 70 mile an hour range. Bandits had the only 2 hits of the ball game so far. The wind continuing to gale in. 210 down each line here at the ballpark in Rosemont. 220 to straightaway center field, and you kind of see the wind blowing the uniform and the hair towards home plate for the former Seminole, Lacey Waldrop. 2 balls and a strike here in the Racers' second. That one stays downstairs. It looks like Waldrop is trying to keep that ball down tonight, Eric.
Yeah, she doesn't want to get too much of the plate because, as we saw last night with Kirsten Burden, she got walloped when it was all the way up there. And the wind is gonna not work in the favor of the batters, but it's going to be difficult for the outfielders.
Outfield is playing medium depth here. That ball is fisted on the plate by Quico. Nobody's going to get that one, and nobody's going to get it at all because Kylie Quico will touch them all with a solo blast to straightaway center field, her second home run of the campaign, and she'll get a welcoming committee of black and red at home plate, and the Racers take a 1-0 lead.
Just like last night, Mike Quico had that home run during the game. Again, the Bandits made the mistake of finding too much of the plate, and Quico made them pay for it by hitting that straight shot to center field.
So the former Oregon Duck gets the 5th home run now for the Racers in the early part of the season, and that's really about the only way you're going to hit one out tonight is that hit it on the line right into the teeth of that win, and she did that, just that. So now the former Ball State Cardinal, Jen Gilbert, will come to the plate. Gilbert so far in the season at .417, 5 of 12 here in the early season with a triple and a couple of RBIs. 62-mile-an-hour drop ball there. As there you get a good look at the left-handed batter for the Racers. He's trying to slap that ball down and use that speed from the left-hand side.
I'd probably say left-handed hitters typically have an advantage with speed since they're playing closer to the first base line than right-handed hitters.
Yeah, that's something that Emily Allard certainly takes advantage of with her slap hitting technique. Here's the 1-2 offering from the former Seminole, and that hit her right in the face. And right now, certainly a lot of concern here for the Racers of the health here of Jennifer Gilbert. We talked, of course, about the injury suffered by Charlotte Morgan, which basically ended her career down at first base, and now here the ball coming right up off the turf, right onto the noggin there, number 25. Wow.
Gotta be aware, especially that foul ball will do all kinds of stuff to you off the legs. You gotta be aware and try and get out of the way. But because of the turf, Mike, it makes the ball just extra bouncy and extra dangerous.
Sometimes the hitters will put that flap on the front part of the helmet. Right now they're just making sure that her vision is okay, and you do see a little spot of blood there. So let's see if Coach Levan decides to take her out of the ball game, and it looks like they will. So obviously right now thoughts and prayers go out to Jen Gilbert here for the Akron Racers. Well, and that eye right now is really starting to puff up on her. So they're going to get some ice on that in a hurry.
It's going to leave a pretty good bruise the next morning also. But that looked just painful watching it down there. And the turf makes it even extra dangerous because the ball is considerably more bouncy.
Now, certainly you don't want to add insult to injury in that situation and have her called out by getting the ball hitting her in fair territory. We saw that in the ball game last night when Narissa Myers getting called out on a bunt attempt when the ball hit her in fair territory. That'll give us a chance also this second inning to thank Rosemont Health and Fitness. They're a multi-purpose health club. Higgins and Manheim. You can also check them out on the web at rosemontfitness.com. Here you get a look at the Chicago Bandits bench. Right in the middle there is Tatum Edwards, the young lady with the black stripes down the side of the cheeks on the left-hand side there. And she certainly had a great relief appearance. Meanwhile, it's going to be the rookie that's going to pinch hit now for the Racers, and that is number 30, Shelly Robinson. So they'll probably insert Robinson into right field unless they do something with the desert. The Dayland, Florida native out of USC Upstate, and she takes that one outside.
Shelly Robinson wasn't up there very long, Mike. Lacey Waldrop got that out of the way and got her to strike out.
So nobody on here with one out, and that pitch hits the corner. So Waldrop trying to settle down after giving up the leadoff home run to Quico. And a swing and a miss there on that pitch by Joyner. So evidently they must have called her out on that ball.
Evidently so, because it hit her in the face and it was well in fair territory.
And a line drive right to Amber Patton at third base for out number 2. That was a lightning bolt.
They call it the hot corner for a reason, and Amber Patton plays it well. Good job right there at getting in front of that ball and not dropping that ball.
So for the second consecutive night, a batter has been retired by getting hit in fair territory. So now there's 2 down to Kelly Montalvo. Kelly still looking for the first base hit in the 2015 season. She's 0 for 8 so far at the plate. Front toe Up on the play, high bouncer to Patton in fair territory. Easy throw over to Kirsten Vernon. That put out goes 5-3, and that will retire the side. So Waldrop settles down nicely after giving up the solo home run as the Racers do break on the top. With that run on the one base hit, the home run by Kylie Quico, there were no banded errors and nobody left on base. We'll head to the bottom half of the beautiful ballpark at Rosemont. It's the Akron Racers 1 and the Chicago Bandits nothing on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Bottom half of the second inning coming up here for the home team in the black and orange of Chicago. They trail it 1-0 on the home run by Kylie Quico. It'll be Kirsten Vernon, Amber Patton, and Kelsey Jones to face the right-handed slants of Lisa Norris. So far, Kirsten's had a perfect year at the plate, 2 for 2 with a run scored. And she's also picked up a couple of RBIs as well.
Bandits have options with Kirsten Burton. Not only can she pitch, but she can also play in the field. I mean, she's probably one of the most versatile players in all of the NPF.
Here's the 1-0 offering now by Norris. The Racers lost a couple pitchers out of their bullpen from last year. Caitlin Inglesby along with Lana Campbell, Hannah's sister. Position players Brianna Cherry, Nadia Taylor, Stephanie Toft, and the aforementioned Charlotte Morgan, who suffered that unfortunate injury. Kirsten taking all the way there, and the count goes to 3-1.
Kirsten's got to be careful here because, as we saw so far in the game, Lisa can come back.
She's not afraid to pitch behind in the count. She'll throw that breaking pitch, and she does there. Weighed down by Kirsten, and now we go to the 3-2 count brought to us by 3and2sports.com. You can hear that wind in the background still roaring over the center field wall. And good eye there by Kirsten as Lisa loses her. So the Bandits get the leadoff runner on here in their half of the second inning. So the tying run aboard for the Bandits.
Great at bat by Verdon, just beat what she swings at. She was able to get it down to 2 strikes and a full count, but that pitch, Mike, might have been worth swinging at.
Now the veteran Amber Patton will stand in. Lisa wanted that one and didn't get it. Amber with the big leadoff first pitch triple in the 7th inning, and she scored the tying run on the base hit by Emily Allard. That one is fouled into the Racer bullpen, even the count up at 1 apiece. As you saw there, Amber hitting at .286 on the season, 4 for 14 with 3 runs scored, a pair of doubles, a triple, and an RBI. Nice pitch at the letters that time as you saw the rookie Griffin Joyner get right up into the throwing position, anticipating a potential hit and run there with Kirsten Verdon. 1-2 pitch is slapped to Montalvo. She goes to second and threw it away. Verdon will come in on the play and score on the throwing error as she'll come around to score. Meanwhile, Patton will go all the way into third base on the error by Montalvo.
Throwaway, Mike. That was thrown right almost to the wall in center field.
Boy, that is a rare miscue by a defensive player of Kelly Montalvo. but a little bit too high that time for Thomas. And all the way back to the right center field wall, and Verdon comes in with the unearned run to tie it up at 1.
This season, Mike, the Bandits are trying to manufacture more runs by playing small ball. They still have a little bit of power in there, but they're playing a lot more small ball this year.
And they're trying to do it here on the play to get her out. Now coming in and scoring on the play was Patton. What a great slide as she got around the tag of the rookie Griffin Joyner. So the blunt attempt that time by Kelsey Jones results in the go-ahead run for the Black and Orange. What a play.
What a slide, Mike. I thought for sure that plate, but some slide by Amber Patton by just going up and around Griffin Joyner and getting the tying run. I don't think Lisa North nor Griffin Joyner were happy with that call.
We're going to take another look at that one, and you're going to see the right hand of Amber Patton come in on the play. Kelsey squares up. She almost got hit on the play. It was recovered nicely by Quico to throw in. And there you see the quick hand coming in there by number 12, avoiding the tag by Griffin Joyner. Great job by the Beacon crew on that one.
Shows Amber Patton's always reliable in the field and when she's on base.
Danielle Zimkowitz trying to keep the line moving here as she gets a base hit to center field. Z came into that at bat, hitting at 231, so the average will go up on that one. And now good speed aboard here for the Black and Orange with only 1 out.
Great hit by Danielle Zimkowitz. The Bandits have been getting some production at the bottom of their lineup so far this season.
Brenna Moss now will come to the plate as she fouls it off the screen. For strike 1, Brenna 0 for 1 so far in the ball game. Boy, Patton had to avoid Joyner, who had the plate blocked nicely, and she was able to get the hand in there. Marty Aberzizian right on top of it with the safe call.
Aberzizian's made a nice call there. It was a good call too, because Patton got around the tag and she was able to just extend her hand enough to get her hand on home plate for the leading run.
Ball is slapped on the play by Moss past third base coach Mike Stewart-Wald. The count goes to 1-2 here. Only 1 out here in the Bandits' second. If you're just joining us, Akron took the lead on a solo line drive home run to center by Kylie Quico. But the Bandits have come back, aided by an error on Montalvo over at third for the Racers. 1-2 pitch is slapped again foul. And we'll do it again with number 24, Emily Allard, on deck for the Bandits. Other action tonight, Pennsylvania at Dallas over at Allen Sachs Field in Arlington, Texas. Moss held up on that one. They will appeal. And Bob Sells said she held off.
It looked like Brenna Moss just got out of the batter's box and pretty much kept that bat. It really just showed that she only moved her elbow.
Now Moss will try to beat the plate at first. A good dive there by Quico, as she'll take it unassisted. Meanwhile, moving into scoring position was Danielle Zimkowitz for the home team.
It was a great play right there, having to dive. She also respected the speed of Brenna Moss. It was a good call there by the first base umpire.
So with 2 down now, Emily Allard, who had one of the 2 hits back in the first inning of play. And you're going to see the speed of Moss, and a great job by Quico to slide down there. Now trying to steal third on the play and failing was number 7, Danielle Zimkowitz. Good job by Narissa Myers to go there. So the putout will go 2-6 from the catcher Joyner over to Narissa Myers, the shortstop, sneaking in behind on Zimkowitz, and that will retire the side for the Bandits. So in the inning for Chicago, they retake the lead. They do so on 2 runs on 1 base hit. There was 1 costly racer error and no runners left on base on the caught stealing. 2 innings in the books here at the ballpark at Rosemont. It's Chicago 2 and Akron 1 on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Move now to the top half of the third inning of play. And again, you're going to see the nice throw there. And a good job by Myers to come right parallel with Zimkowitz. But you talked about the arm of Griffin Joyner, Eric, and also her offensive exploits down in Lexington.
She hit I think she hit a lot of home runs over there. And also, Brittany Cervantes seems to have taught her well, getting her to this level when she was a volunteer assistant when Griffin Joyner was a sophomore.
Ashley Thomas now will come to the plate, the number 9 hitter for the Racers. Waldrop's pitch, and it's a breaking pitch that stays down a little bit. The Dallas Charge still lead the Pennsylvania Rebellion 1-0. Both those teams with 4 hits in that particular ball game. Sarah Purvis on the mound for the Chargers.
In that game, it appears as though the Chargers are in a little bit of trouble with the Rebellion have loaded up the bases.
Courtney Cenas with a hit, Elisa Goller with a hit, and Alexa Peterson to lead the Rebellion offense tonight. Now Waldrop has fallen behind 3 balls and a strike. She has walked 1 and struck out 1 so far in 2 innings of work. So the rookie trying to earn her spurs out here as a starter in the circle tonight for the Black and Orange. 3-1 pitch to Thomas, stays inside, so the second time in the ball game the Racers are able to get a free pass. This one with the leadoff hitter, and good speed aboard now as Dustin Combs now will look for the sign from head coach Brian Levan. Jill Barrett now will come in. She's 0 for 1 so far tonight as she grounded out to the second baseman Zimkowitz to lead off the ball game. Patton is way in at third right now, about 5 feet inside the third base bag. Waldrop will field the bunt. She'll go to second, and it got away from Z. Runner now coming into third on the play is Thomas. Meanwhile, the runner on first will stay there in the person of Barrett. So you got runners on the corners here as both teams now have committed crucial errors in the early going.
Waldrop really rushed her throw there. I mean, I guess she was trying to respect the speed of Jill Barrett, but she really rushed her throw there, and it got away from Kirsten Verdon.
Yeah, there was really no way there for Zimkowitz, who was running towards the first base bag, to be able to get out of the way of the runner and catch that ball. It was just a dangerous situation.
What Lacey Waldrop needs to do right now is she needs to bear down. There's runners on the corners and no out. She needs a strikeout here, which could potentially set up the double play.
We'll see how they play the infield here with Schlopie up. It looks like they're bringing in both T. Will and Zimkowitz inside the base pass right now, so they're looking to cut off the tying run here with Schlopie. Taylor walked her first time up. Good breaking pitch that time. 53 miles an hour, cutting right across the black of the inside corner for strike 1.
Verdon's also playing in just past the bag.
Outfield is medium depth. That wind continues to come in at about 25 miles an hour from the north-northeast. Little squibbler down to Patton. She bobbles, picks it up, and still gets the runner at first. Meanwhile, Barrett moves into scoring position, but a good job on the double pump that time by Patton as she never gave up on the play.
Great play by Amber Patton, able to keep the play in front of her. She bobbled it a little bit, but she was able to recover in time and get Schlopie at first base.
So first base is open now with Myers, and let's see what Mike Stewart decides to do. And Edwards is going to come out now, talk to Waldrop, and I'm sure they're going to be talking about you don't want to let Narissa Myers beat you right now with first base open.
Indeed, you're correct. It would be smart right now if the Bandits called for an intentional walk because they struck out Haley Uten last time she was up.
Keep in mind, at any time at the ballpark, if one of our pitchers strikes out 10 or more batters, Kings Lanes has a promotion here with bowling. They're right across the street here from the ballpark at Rosemont in the beautiful MB Financial Park. So double nickels, Haley Uten is on deck. for the Racers. They trail it 2-1. Runners on second and third. An 0-1 pitch now coming up to Myers, and that'll even it up.
Looks like, Mike, they're just deciding to pitch to her with first base open.
I think this is a non-intentional walk here. They're going to keep everything down and away from number 15.
They're also playing in on her.
That pitch comes up right towards us. So they did this go right after her there on a 1-1 pitch. So far, whatever Taylor Edwards said to her battery mate is working. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the Racer third. The visitors trail it here 2-1. Infield is in for the Bandits, and now the battery is going to try to get on the same page here. The Bandits and the Racers will conclude the series tomorrow night. Our pregame coverage at about 7:30 with first pitch at 7:35. And I would imagine, not really going on the heavy limb there, Eric, it'll either be Sarah Moulton or possibly Michelle Gascoigne getting a nod for the Bandits in the circle.
I can see it being Gascoigne because she got back from the University of Oklahoma handling her graduate manager responsibilities because she hasn't pitched an inning all year yet. She was warming up yesterday but never got out to the circle.
Hannah Campbell will certainly be a possibility for and the Racers. Here's the 1-2 pitch coming up from the former Seminole, and it's a breaking ball, and they got her looking. What a pitch by Lacey Waldrop.
Great pitch by Waldrop, able to get the breaking pitch in there, and it was able to get Nerissa Myers looking. That was a huge strikeout, Mike. Now all she has to do is get through Haley Uten, and she could possibly get out of this game with no damage.
Well, I tell you what, she goes with another let up that time to Uten, and the key on that pitch, you got to have the same arm motion that you do on a fastball. And she took a lot off of that pitch, and she froze Myers.
It was a deer in the headlight pitch.
And another off-speed pitch is upstairs, even the count up at 1 apiece. That was at 52. Kylie Quico on deck, so it looks like they're going to try to pitch here to the former Cougar from the University of Houston. Bandits have out hit the Racers 3-1. They lead it 2-1. Again, thanks to everybody for checking in with us at High School Cube. And also, of course, last year and now this year at YouTube.com. Kate has also joined us as a subscriber on YouTube. Here's the 2-1 pitch and a swing and a miss. And now deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Uten is the second, one of 2 strikeout victims for Waldrop tonight. Hers was a swinging variety, and Myers right before on a called third strike. And a swing and a miss by Uten, and a great job by Waldrop with back-to-back strikeouts of Myers along with Uten to get out of the inning unscathed. So in the inning for the Akron Racers, no runs, there were no base hits, there was 1 banded error and 2 runners left on base. The Racers have stranded 3 through 3. We'll head to the bottom half of the third inning of play. Another tight one here between the Racers and the Bandits. The home team leads it 2-1 on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Thanks again, Max Arnold. We're back here with the bottom half of the third inning of play. The Bandits leading it 2-1, and the Beacon Academy crew has racked up another replay for you, and it's going to be the error over at first base, Eric, and just a tough play there for Waldrop with the speed going down the line.
Danielle Zimkowitz really couldn't do anything there. I mean, she hustled over, but with the speed that Jill Barrett is blessed with, she just wasn't able to make the play there.
Pop straight up in the air on the first pitch by Slope will take charge in shallow left center field to make the grab. So one pitch and one out here for the Bandits in their half of the third. So that makes Allard now 1 for 2. Tammy Williams is 1 for 1 so far tonight with a base hit. Both Allard and Williams were stranded back in that first inning. Tammy now hitting at 200 on the season with those 3 RBIs. We talked about the special that Kings Lanes has, located right across the street at beautiful MB Financial Park, right here in Rosemont. Bandits have out hit the Racers 4-1, but it's only a 2-1 lead for the home team, as Tammy fouls that one straight back. A myriad of different groups out here tonight here at the ballpark. As we mentioned, the KGH Architects manning the party deck tonight. The Plainfield Twisters, led by brilliant singing from Jordan McCulley, singing the national anthem, are also here tonight. Lincoln Way Blue Waves joining us out here along with the 14U team from the DuPage Pumas. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the Bandit third. T-Will laces that one, and we're waiting to see if Rebecca Pesteris would get the glove out there on the left hand and try to stab that one for us. We're going to take a 2-week hiatus from the home schedule. Bandits will be going on the road. Going to have another 3and2sports.com payoff coming up here to T-Will. Bandits expecting to have Monica Abbott back soon, as that ball is grounded down to Thomas, and took a little bit of time there, but then used a little velocity on the throw to Quico for out number 2.
Ashley Thomas knows that Tammy Williams had speed. She did a good job of respecting that.
Taylor Edwards, who fouled out to Montalvo back in the first now, will come to the dish. Taylor's sister, Tatum, did a great job in the circle last night. It was great to see the sister combination and doing a terrific job in relief there, Eric, and really kind of getting lost in all the heroics of Tammy Williams last night. It was a great job that Tatum Edwards did in the circle in relief.
None of the heroics were possible without the pitching and the catching of the Edwards. They were both known as TNT back at Nebraska.
And they were certainly dynamite last night. That ball is laced past Mike Stewart-Wald. Thanks again to Greg Witt for watching the game out here today. Alex Breitling also joining us, as well as the Womacs. Everybody tuning in to YouTube.com. That was a 70-mile-an-hour fastball turned around that time by Taylor Edwards. Both Montalvo along with Quico are hugging the lines at third and first respectively, and Edwards knew that one. She took that one all the way. Lisa Norris with a 1-2-3 third here and her first strikeout of the evening. So no runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left. Bandits here as Lisa Norris, the veteran, starts swing as we head to the top half of the fourth inning of play. Eric Katz will take over with play-by-play. We've got another dandy here at the ballpark at Rosemont tonight. It's Chicago 2 and Akron 1 here on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com.
By Mike Knezevich.
At ChicagoBandits.com, streaming at ChicagoBandits.com, Eric.
Yes, indeed. Just come, tell us how we're doing. Tell me how bad I'm doing. Tell me how good Mike's doing.
You're doing fine, young man.
Got to learn from the greats.
Samaris Diaz also checking in with us as well.
Here's Kylie Quico. Last time up, she had that home run shot to center field off of Lacey Waldrop, who really cowgirled up last inning by getting those back-to-back strikeouts to get out of the jam. Here's the pitch from Waldrop, and Quico gets a hold of another, but foul.
Kylie, of course, playing her softball up in Eugene. Doing a great job with that duck program, that athletic program that really just continues to grow and flourish in the Northwest.
Here's the pitch from Waldrop. That one stays low. Evens it up now, 1-1. My brother's a big fan of the Oregon Duck sports in general. I think he got into it with football, but now he's starting to spread it out with basketball, despite living in the Midwest.
They got very good uniforms.
They got some of the coolest. Pulled the strings on that one and gets it to strike two. It's 1-2 now on Quico. Waldrop looks in. Here's the pitch. That one is sliced but foul, just out of the reach of Kirsten Burden.
Quico broke the Oregon career record for RBIs her senior year with 55. Hit 297 during her senior season, 7 doubles and 13 home runs. And a great swan song for a terrific career.
Someone's bat must have been on fire. Waldrop looks in. Here's the pitch. That one stays low, and it evens it up at 2-2.
Boy, that last little fister there almost got Kirsten Verdon really confused there as that ball kind of kicked off the inside of the carpet.
Here's the 2-2 pitch from Waldrop. That one is sliced. Tammy's going to have to get it over in a hurry, and she does! Beautiful play by Tammy Williams to Kirsten Verdon for the first out of the inning. Wow, what a play.
That ball had all kinds of English on it. It was actually heading away from T-Will towards right field, and she was able to follow it down, bend over, and then with that laser beam arm, get it over to Verdon for out number 1. What a play.
No better shortstop than Tammy Williams, Mike. Here's the pitch from, takes that one low, ball 1. This is Shelly Robinson. She subbed for Jennifer Gilbert, for those who missed it, because Gilbert had fouled off the ball and hit her right in the eye. And it looks like her evening's done. 1-0 now to Robinson. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 1-1.
Yeah, that right eye certainly puffed up right away. We talked about that ball coming off that turf in a hurry, Eric.
Here's the pitch from Waldrop. Takes that one low. It's 2-1 now to Shelly Robinson. That was just a nasty. I mean, it just kind of makes your stomach churn. 2-1 now to Robinson. Here's the pitch from Waldrop. Takes that one upstairs, and it's 3-1.
Another player making the big time from not a major program at USC Upstate.
Here's the pitch. That one is lined right into the glove of Amber Patton for the second out. Second time tonight, Mike, that we've seen Amber Patton have to deal with the hot tamale coming toward her.
The vacuum cleaner continues to work hard at the hot corner for the Chicago Bandits. 7th year now with the black and orange for Amber Patton.
Here's Griffin Joyner. Takes that one, strike 1. The rookie out of the University of Kentucky. 0-1 now to Joyner. Here's the pitch from Waldrop. Takes a cut at that one, but gets nothing but air, and it's 0-2.
Our fourth inning tonight brought to us by Global Security Group. They're home of today's worldwide security service and investigations.
That one's taken outside, and it's 1.
Global Security Group, securing answers, peace of mind.
Here's the pitch from Waldrop. And Waldrop gets Joyner swinging. That's her 4th strikeout of the night, Mike. And what a debut so far for the rookie out of FSU, Lacey Waldrop. We'll head now to the top of the 5th inning. It's 2-1 in favor of the Chicago Bandits. You're watching Chicago Bandits softball on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Welcome back to the ballpark here in Rosemont. 2-1 in favor of the Chicago Bandits, and so far for Lacey Waldrop, Mike, 4 strikeouts on her debut.
Very impressed with the young lady. She's shown a lot of poise, especially when she got nicked for that run earlier in the ball game on the solo home run by Kylie Quico. But ever since then, she has not given up another base hit. One runner reaching on an error, and the other one on a walk. So she's really settled that leadoff home run by Quico in the 2nd inning of play. Our 4th inning is also brought to you by Don Q Rum. They're the sponsor of the Don Q Lounge just down the right field line here at the ballpark at Rosemont. The Don Q Rum Lounge, available for 10 to 50 people here at the ballpark at Rosemont.
What impressed me most, Mike, about that play corners after the error is she really buckled up and was able to get out of that one unscathed.
That will certainly serve her as she goes to CF battles.
Here's Megan Blank, the open tryout signee out of the University of Iowa. Last time up, she grounded out to the 2nd baseman. That was Ashley Thomas who had to make a flip throw, and Blank takes that one for strike 1 from the veteran Lisa Norris. Here's the pitch. Takes that one a little bit inside.
Our good friend watching again from Fargo, North Dakota. Thanks again, Jim, for checking in with us here at streaming at ChicagoBandits.com.
Here's the pitch from Norris. And Blank gets that one to the shortstop. Nerissa Myers has to hurry, and she gets the out. Nice play by Nerissa Myers to get the speedy Megan Blank.
Good job there by Nerissa to get rid of the ball quickly. Really didn't take a lot of time transferring that ball from the glove into the right hand, and then a very strong throw. And I think Stu right now just wants to find out if Quico had that foot on the bag. So that'll go down as a 6-3 put out there on a rocket throw by the former Ragin' Cajun from Louisiana Lafayette, Nerissa Myers.
Originally came into the NPF as an open tryout signee, but believe it or not, the Chicago Bandits had a here. And this is Kirsten Verdon. Last time up, she walked and eventually came around to score on the Kelly Montalvo throwing error. 1-0 now to Verdon. That one's right down the pipe, and it's 1-1.
Some other groups in attendance out here tonight at the ballpark include the Manuka Lady Mudslingers, but that's a great name. The Downers Grove Dolls 9U team and the Wasco Warriors joining us out here tonight. My vote goes out to the Manuka Lady Mudslingers.
Kind of like the analogy there. You can kind of relate that to politics with mudslinging during election season. Vernon misses that one, and it's 2-2.
Especially in this state.
Oh yeah. During our April, that time of year. where we see those political commercials. 2-2 now to Verdon. And Verdon goes down looking. Second strikeout of the game for the veteran Lisa Norris.
Well, Lisa just seems right now to be in the groove here in midseason form. Ever since the base hit by Zimkowitz to end the second inning of play, she's retired 5 in a row now.
Here's Amber Patton. Patton takes that one for strike one. Last time up, she reached third base on the throwing error by Kelly Montavolo and got the 2 runs home. 0-1 now to Patton. Here's the pitch from Norris. Takes that one high and outside. 1-1.
All kinds of experiences that you can see for your group at ChicagoBandits.com that we're going to talk about that can be add-ons to your group.
Patton takes that one downstairs, and it's a hitter's count now, 2-1.
See sometimes throughout the year that groups will sing the 5th inning stretch. They can also have the dugout experience with the ball club.
Here's the pitch. I like how here, Mike, you can have these types of experiences, unlike in Major League Baseball or any other sport from that matter.
The high five lineup that we saw when the starting lineup was introduced by public address announcer earlier.
3-1 now to Patton. And Patton takes that one outside and she walks. That's her second time being on base tonight.
Yeah, Amber continues to have that high on-base percentage, well over the 300 mark. And now we'll see what the rookie Kelsey Jones can do with a little bit of havoc last time, laying one down. Almost got hit by the pitch, but was able to get the ball down.
That was the same play where Amber Patton went up and around. And that one's fouled off. She went up and around the catcher, Griffin Joyner, to get home safely for the leading run.
Yeah, that is the difference in this ball game right now.
Somebody wanted to be a superhero. 0-1 now to Kelsey Jones. Here's the pitch. Takes that one upstairs, 1-1.
Another late signee by the Bandits from their tryouts. Terrific career down at Louisville. All ACC first team selection her senior year.
Norris looks in, here's the pitch. And Jones, that one is up in the air, and it will be caught by the right fielder. That was Shelly Robinson. So the Bandits don't get any runs here with Amber Patton being walked on base, and it is still 2-1 in favor of the Chicago Bandits. You're watching Chicago Bandits softball on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Which one?
And we are very excited about it. First,
Welcome back to here in Rosemont. You're watching Chicago Bandits softball on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. And leading off for the Racers is number 10, Kelly Montavolo. Last time up, she grounded out to Amber Patton. Here's the pitch from Waldrop. Takes that one just a little bit high for ball one. 1-0 now to Montavolo. Waldrop looks in. Here's the pitch. and gets a strike called on her. 1-1.
Our top of the fifth inning, Eric, brought to us by American Chartered Bank. Bank where the pros bank at American Chartered Bank.
1-1 to Montalvo. Waldrop looks in. Here's the pitch. That one gets away from Edwards, and it's going to be 2-1.
You know, Kelly, throughout her career, has very high on-base percentage. With that small frame, she's able to work counts deep into the count on pitchers in the NPF. Struggling right now offensively a little bit.
Here's the pitch from Waldrop. Does a good job at pulling the string on that one, and it's 2-2. Montalvo was last year's Jenny Finch Award winner for being impressive both on the field and off the field. I think it's a nice award because Montalvo, I was talking to, she's a very nice person. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Montalvo goes down swinging, and that's the 5th strikeout of the night for Lacey Waldrop. What a debut she is having so far tonight.
Boy, ice water's in the veins for this young lady, and if she comes through like the staff at the Bandits expected her to, this is certainly going to be a well-rounded staff for the Bandits this season.
Here's Ashley Thomas. Last time, she walked and eventually came around to third base on an error by Lacey Waldrop, and Thomas takes that one for strike 1.
Now you're going to have solid starting pitching with, of course, Abbott and Moulton and Gascoigne, and you throw Waldrop into the mix.
That one is bunted foul. 0-2 now to Ashley Thomas. I really like our staff this year, Mike, because Lacey Waldrop has the potential to take over for Monica Abbott in the future as the ace of this staff.
Yeah, and you mentioned, of course, good old number 14 to put the icing on the cake there for the Bandits starting rotation.
0-2 now to Thomas. Here's the pitch. They're going to appeal that one, but they say that she didn't go around, so it's going to be 1-2.
Down at third with the safe call.
Waldrop looks in. Here's the pitch. Doesn't get the call there, and it's going to be even at 2-2.
Well, so far, Lacey has done a great job. Only 2 walks so far and 5 strikeouts.
2-2 now to Thomas. Here's the pitch from Waldrop. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. 6th strikeout of the night for Lacey Waldrop.
And 3 in a row for the former Seminole from Florida State. So back to the top of the order now. Right now, no activity in the Bandit bullpen.
Here's Jill Barrett. Last time she grounded out, and she also reached on the error by Lacey Waldrop when trying. And there's a strike called. Really taking the string off on that one, Mike.
You got a good look at that one from the center field camera here at the ballpark at Rosemont. Once again, our Beacon Academy crew doing a great job out here tonight.
Takes that one upstairs for ball 1.
Thanks to Ben Erickson for getting all the bugs out from last night's broadcast. Along with Bilal Mohammed, Ronnie Capuzzo, Max Arnold up here in the booth helping out tonight, along with Caroline Muller.
Takes that one in there for strike 2. Now it's 1-2 now on Jill Barrett.
Allison Ward, Nick Zale will also be joining us during the season from Beacon Academy.
Waldrop looks in. Here's the pitch. That one is sliced backward, foul.
Right now, Lacey has these racer hitters out on the front foot quite a bit.
I saw her on TV. She was doing that quite a bit over at FSU, which made her one of the most successful pitchers FSU has ever had.
28-7 her senior season.
1-2. That one is grounded. Patton's going to throw it over there and gets the out. Amber Patton quite busy over at third base tonight, and that will conclude the Akron Racers attack. So no runs and no hits. We're heading now to the bottom of the 4th inning, where it is 2-1 of the Chicago Bandits. You're watching Chicago Bandits softball on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Welcome back to the ballpark in Rosemont. 2-1 in favor of the Chicago Bandits. And earlier, here's the replay from the play by Amber Patton, who's been really busy over at third base here tonight.
Now watch her, Eric. When she got that ball, she kind of circled around the softball when it was in midair so that she had her momentum going towards first base for the throw.
1-0 now on Danielle Zimkowitz. Takes that one for strike one. Tonight, Danielle Zimkowitz has a single in her only at-bat. She also was caught stealing back in the second inning.
That was her fourth hit of the young season for the former Fighting Illini.
Takes that one low, and it's 2-1.
A couple other groups in attendance tonight. The Brian Piccolo School of Excellent Athletics. And as we mentioned, the mascots tonight in the ballpark.
Takes that one down the middle, and it's strike two.
Dibs from DePaul, Skates from the Chicago Wolves, Woolley from Northwestern, and of course the new mascot for the Bandits, Swiper.
2-2 now to Danielle Zimkowitz. Norris looks in. Here's the pitch. Zimkowitz hits that one to Jill Barrett, and there's going to be no play as Danielle Zimkowitz is going to reach on the error by Nerissa Myers.
We'll see if they decide to put a 2 up there on the scoreboard. It would have been a tough play for Myers, but you would think that if she picked that one up cleanly, she would have been able to get it over there to get Z.
It looked like an error because she almost fielded that one cleanly. Here's Brenna Moss. Tonight, she grounded out to first, and she also has grounded out to second.
That is an E6.
Here's the pitch. Tries to bunt, but unable to get down, but gets it back, so it's 2-0 now.
They got the Bandits for 4 hits, Eric. I only have them for 3.
Moss lines that one to Nerissa Myers, and she's able to get it over just in time to get Zimkowitz.
So Moss will reach on the fielder's choice, so the Bandits certainly don't lose any speed on the bases on that force out.
They also have more speed coming to bat now with Emily Allard up, who has a single in this game, and she's also flown out to the center fielder, Taylor Schlappe. Here's the pitch from Norris. Takes that one for strike one.
KGH Architects is in the party deck tonight. That's the 2-level elevated deck behind the left field wall.
Here's the pitch from Norris. Allard laces that one foul, and it's 0-2 now on Allard. Last night the party deck had some fun out there, having 2 of 3 home runs come in their direction.
A minimum of 50 guests are required to be able to book the party deck. They have food packages that are available for as low as $18 per person, including soft drinks, bottled water, cookies, and a ticket to the game. Click on the website at chicagobandits.com for more information.
Takes that one low, and it's 1-2 now to Emily Allard.
Also keep in mind, folks, that the Bandits golf outing is coming up over at White Pines course in Bensonville on August the 6th.
Norris looks in. Here's the pitch. And Allard goes down looking. That's the second strikeout of the night for Lisa Norris. And here comes Tammy Williams, who has a single tonight, and she's also grounded out to the second baseman.
That's that backdoor breaking ball that froze Allard on that one.
And there's the steal, and the ball gets away, and she's going to be heading to third. And Moss is over at third base thanks to the wild throw by Griffin Joyner. What a play by Moss. She didn't really get a good jump on that one, Mike.
So it's a stolen base and then an E2, so the third error on the Racers. And Brenna Moss showing some great speed out there. The Bandits right now are 4 of 5 in the stolen base category in the early part of the season.
0-1 to Williams. Here's the pitch from Norris. Takes that one for a ball. It's good to have Brenna Moss on third base because Tammy Williams is a very consistent RBI hitter.
Well, this is certainly a big insurance run to pick up here on Norris if you can with 2 outs.
1-1 to Tammy Williams. And that one is laced too, and that's going to get past Myers. And so an RBI single for Tammy Williams brings home Brenna Moss, and it is now 3-1 in favor of the Chicago Bandits.
There you go again, the speed of the Bandits causing havoc on the defense as Brenna Moss takes advantage of the throwing error by Griffin Joyner to move into third base on the play. So yet another unearned run tallied against the A's for the Racers. That's the second unearned run of the 3 that the Bandits have tonight.
Edwards fouls that one past our booth, and it's 0-1.
We certainly will check on the health status of Jen Gilbert.
And it's over to second base with the steal. Griffin Joyner didn't even try on that one because of the significant jump that Tammy Williams did.
So make it 5 out of 6 now in stolen Bandits as a team this season.
0-2 now on Edwards after the brief chat by Griffin Joyner to Lisa Norris. Here's the pitch from Norris. Takes that one upstairs, and it's 1-2.
Dallas Charge now have moved out to a 3-0 lead over the Pennsylvania Rebellion as that ball game moves to the 7th inning of play.
Here's the pitch from Norris. And Edwards goes down swinging. Third strikeout of the night for Lisa Norris, and that retires the side. But the Bandits do get a run thanks to an RBI single by Tammy Williams, which brought home Brenna Moss. You're watching Chicago Bandits softball on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com.
Welcome back here to the top half of the 6th inning of play. Mike Knezevich along with Eric Katz. Again, you can drop us a line. It's streaming at ChicagoBandits.com. Let us know where you're watching from, along with Jim Lawson over in Fargo, North Dakota. We head to the top half of the 6th with a 3-1 Bandit leader. And our 6th inning of play is brought to us by Deljo Heating and Deljo is striving to make our every service affordable and convenient.
Tonight, Mike, Lacey Waldrop's picked a heck of a game. She's only given up 1 hit, which was the homer by Kaylee Kuiko, which put the Racers up briefly.
She'll be facing 2, 3, and 4 in Coach Levan's order here. It'll be Taylor Schlope, Narissa Myers, and Haley Uten to face the right-handed slants of the former Seminole from Florida State, who's pitched a dandy so far.
She's having a dream debut tonight.
5 strikeouts, including 1 looking, and 2 walks. Stay tuned after the ball game. We will have our Diamond Sports play of the game, and we'll name our Boomba player of the game. Another off-speed pitch by Waldrop for strike 1, and another one stays downstairs.
Lacey Waldrop's done an excellent job tonight, mixing it up with the fastball occasionally and using a lot of off-speed pitches, which has been able to get the job done for her tonight.
She's kept the Racer hitters off balance all evening long. Big cut that time by the former Bulldog, and the count goes to 1-2. As we mentioned, the Bandits will be heading out to Council Energy Park in Washington, Pennsylvania for a 3-game set starting Monday night against the Rebellion. Ball grounded down to Patton. She feels it on the hop. The laser beam throw across for out number 1. Megan Blank has moved over to play first base now in place of Kirsten Verdon for the Bandit defense. All 3 of those games will be 6 Central starts in Washington, Pennsylvania. Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday night. A floater there to Narissa Myers. Hits the knees on the inside corner for strike 1. Myers so far is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. 1 off the netting behind the Bandit dugout. 63 miles that fastball from the... The Bandits will be at the Thunderbolts on the 15th at Standard Bank Stadium for an exhibition game. They'll take a day off, and then they will return the favor to the Racers heading over to Firestone Stadium for a 3-game set the end of the week of the 14th. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch is grounded down to Z. Danielle's flip on the play over to Megan Blank. 2 up and 2 down here for Waldrop and the Bandits defense.
Mike, before the game, I saw Coach Thurwald working out with Megan Blank over at first base doing all sorts of drills. Who knows, Mike? Maybe that was what their plan was going all along.
That is now 11 in a row retired by Lacey Waldrop. Haley Uten is 2 of the 5 strikeout victims for the Racers here this evening. As you see her kind of choke up a little bit on the bat, trying to make some contact here. And boy, I tell you what, right now Lacey is just in the zone.
Especially for her debut. I thought she would be a little shaky early. I mean, she has 1 inning of work so far this season, but you know, starting out, it's sometimes difficult.
And it's good morning, good afternoon, and good night for Haley Uten. The 6th strikeout of the ball game for Lacey Waldrop, and she gets a nice welcome back to the Bandit dugout. So no runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left on base for the Racers. They've stranded 3 through 6. We'll head to the bottom half of the 6th inning of play here in a 3-1 Bandit leader on Chicago Bandits and YouTube.com. The ballpark at Rosemont as we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning of play. The Chicago Bandits with a 3-1 lead. 3-5-1 for the home. 1-1-3 for the Racers as Lacey Waldrop is now retired 12 consecutive Akron Racer hitters. For the Bandits here in their half of the 6th, it'll be Megan Blank, Kirsten Verdon, and Amber Patton to face the right-handed slants of Lisa Norris, who certainly has not been a slouch in the circle as well for the red and black. Great pitchers duel tonight after we had all kinds of offensive fireworks late in the game last night.
That was an exciting game to call last night.
3 strikeouts for Lisa so far, and the count evens up at 1 apiece. After our broadcast tomorrow night, the next home series here at the ballpark in Rosemont will be June 21st, 22nd, and 23rd against the newly formed Dallas Charge. We will have a matinee game on Sunday the 21st at 3:05. And then evening games at 7:05 on Monday and Tuesday nights, the 22nd and 23rd respectively, as Megan knocks that one off the first base bag. The former Husky will settle into first base with the 6th Bandit hit of the evening.
Some rocket hit down the first base line off the glove of Kylie Cuico.
Well, the Bandits, as you talked about, Eric, have had an uncanny ability to spot talent in these open tryouts. And let's see now if Mike Stewart is going to go to the bench here for a pinch hitter. Insertion into the lineup for Verdun. And it looks like it's going to be Sammy Marshall, the former Leatherneck from Western Illinois.
Comes from my hometown of Naperville, Illinois. Bandits picked her up because they were adding to their speed game, which it seems to be working for them. She also had a pinch running appearance last night.
Yeah, that was a huge play in the ball game because she was able to get back to second base in time in front of the attempt there by Ashley Thomas, and that allowed Tammy Williams to come home with the game-winning run. So Sammy Marshall will get an opportunity here at the dish. She is still looking for her first professional hit. She has scored a run in a pinch hitting role. And she's also been hit by a pitch this season. Bandits have out-hit the Racers 6-1. They lead at 3-1 here in the 6th. Count evens up at 1.
It looks as if Marshall's trying to bunt here, Mike, to move over Megan Blank.
Not a bad move here, trying to add to the run tally. And again, it's that backdoor breaking ball by Norris. And the count goes to 1-2. This time she swings away, and that just barely missed on the outside corner. Both Norris and the rookie Joyner wanted that one big time.
Umps have been doing that to Norris, not giving her that call.
Here's the 2-2 pitch, and waved on and missed that time by Marshall as home plate umpire Marty Aberzizian rules that it was swung on and missed, and Mike Stewart now is going to come in and discuss dinner plans here with Marty.
Stewart doesn't look too happy with that call down there. Having a long conversation, Mike.
I think maybe Stu would like to maybe have an appeal on that one, but Marty is saying that he saw it all the way. So it will be the 4th strikeout of the ball game for the veteran Norris. And Amber Patton now will stand in with 1 out and the runner still at first. But Marshall had a terrific senior year for the Fighting Leathernecks from Western Illinois. She led the team in hitting with a .459 batting average.
We're starting to see these small schools in the draft rise up, Mike. Starting to see that teams are interested in them instead of looking at the big-time D1 schools.
Megan Lowe from the Racers being another one of those players from a program that doesn't get a lot of headlines over at University of Texas San Antonio.
I think Sarah Pauly kind of led the crusade on that one, coming from Corpus Christi and being successful in her career.
That ball slapped by Patton. It will land in fair territory. It skips a little bit on the left fielder Jill Barrett, but she gets it in quickly, holding the veteran to a single. So Patton now 1 for 2 in the ball game, and again in the groove of slapping that ball to the left side as she gets congratulations now from assistant coach Roman Four.
I think Amber Patton has a knack of getting the hits in the most oddest places. They say that softball is a game of inches, Mike, and Amber Patton proved just that with that hit down the line.
So now Mike Stewart is going to go to the bench again and bring in the former Rebel from Mississippi, R.T. Cantillo. She'll bat for Kelsey Jones. So Megan Blank now in scoring position at second, Amber Patton over at first, as the Bandits try to increase their 3-1 lead. Here's the Norris pitch. Stays upstairs. They will appeal, to no avail, to Bob Sells over in shallow right center field.
RT got away with one there. It looked like that her bat went over the plate.
1-1 pitch is fouled straight back, and that'll smart. RT comes in hitting at 143 with a base hit and 7 at-bats. She has scored a run this season, and she's played a very solid right field for the Black and Orange. So 2 runners on here with 1 out. Laced right up the middle by RT for a base hit. Megan Blank is going to be held up at third by Coach Stewart. They're full of Bandits here with 1 out for Danielle Zimkowitz.
Great hit by RT Cantillo. She recognized that the middle was open, and now with bases loaded, Danielle Zimkowitz has a chance to add some more insurance to Lacey Waldrop's gem.
Brian Levan is going to come out right now and talk to Lisa Norris and try to figure out what the strategy is. There is action in the Racer bullpen. I know they have an option there with Allison Owen. I think that's who is out there right now. And they may be going to the pen right now and removing Lisa Norris from the ballgame.
Speaking of Allison Owen, Mike, she was also named an ambassador for the National Down Syndrome Service Society.
Great job by her off the field. They still have not made any indication right now, and finally they will make an indication to the pen. So the evening is over for the veteran Lisa Norris. She leaves with a 3-1 deficit as she ends up going 5 1/3 innings tonight.
Have to give her credit tonight. She was able to keep her team in a relative striking distance despite the score being 3-1.
So Allison Owen will come into the ballgame replacing Lisa Norris. Allison so far with a record of 0-0 in 1 appearance. She worked an inning in the third, giving up a hit, a run. It was earned. Did not strike out or walk anybody. She comes in with an earned run average of 5.25. Young lady out of Starkville, Mississippi. A very successful program down at Mississippi State. So the book is closed now on Norris, although the 3 runners that are on are her responsibility. So far she's given up 7 hits, 3 runs, only 1 of those runs was earned.
One thing I have noticed, Mike, in the NPF is the SEC has an ability and a knack of turning in great softball talent from that powerhouse team from the University of Georgia, University of Florida.
Norris walked 2 and struck out 3. Yeah, your point's well taken, Eric. The SEC has been a fertile ground for all sports, certainly football. So bases are loaded now with Chicago Bandits. Danielle Zimkowitz so far is 1 for 2. She's reached both times tonight. And a base hit to conclude the second after a throw out of Patton over at third. That pitch stays a little bit downstairs, and the count goes to 1-1.
Great effort by Griffin Joyner to try and frame that one. Certainly got it past my eyes.
Infield is playing in now for the Racers. They're looking for the force at the plate. Here's the 1-1 pitch by Allison. And stays a little bit outside. Allison was the SEC Pitcher of the Week back in April of 2014. And Z takes that one on the inside corner. Senior year with a record of 18-12 and a 2.98 ERA. And set the school record for strikeouts per 7 innings at 8.85. So we will have a 3-2sports.com payoff here. No place to put Danielle Zimkowitz as the Bandits look for some insurance here. Owen gets her sign. Here's the payoff to Z. Grounded down to Montalvo. She will come home and get the force, as she will force blank at home plate. The force out goes 5-2, and Zimkowitz reaches first on the fielder's choice. Patton moves up 60 feet over to third, and R.T. Cantillo settles in at second.
Well, the Racers executed their plan well, try and cut the runner at home, and they did just that.
So now there are 2 outs. And it's back to the top of the order, and Brenna Moss, right in the Bandit bullpen, looking ahead to the Racers' 7th as this ball is chopped down to Montalvo. Flips it behind herself to Narissa Myers for the 5-6 putout on the play. So a terrific job there by Montalvo, realizing that that was really the only play that she had, and they were able to force R.T. Cantillo over at third base as that force out goes 5-6. So a lot of noise made by the Bandits, but no result in the inning, no run. They pick up 2 base hits. There were no Racer errors and 3 runners left on. The Bandits have stranded 7 in 6. We will head to the top half of the 7th. It's hold 'em and go home. Lacey Waldrop fashioning a one-hitter right now. She leads it 3-1 on YouTube and ChicagoBandits.com. Welcome back here to the top half of the 7th inning of play. Great job defensively by the Akron Racers to get out of that inning on a nice force out over at home. Kelly Montalvo doing a great job of recognizing the situation there. Z with the chop. Got it on a very tricky short hop and was able to get it over in time to the catcher, the rookie, Griffin Joyner, for the force out. So ahead to the 7th inning of play here, a 3-1 Bandit leader. It'll be Quico, Shelton, and Griffin Joyner to face the right-handed slants of Lacey Waldrop.
Tonight, Kylie Quico has the only hit of the game, which was a home run to center field. She also grounded after Tammy Williams.
Bandits have out-hit the Racers 8-1 in this one. Little floater out to T-Will, and she makes the grab for out number 1.
Great job by Tammy Williams positioning herself to make that play. It was a little bit of a floater, as you mentioned, Mike, in the area, just near second base, and Tammy Williams positioned herself well and got a great jump on the ball to get the out.
13 in a row now, retired by the former Seminole from Florida State. What a ball game tonight she's pitched. So the rookie Robinson now will stand in. She came in for Jen Gilbert after she was hurt on a ball that was hit towards the ground and came up back.
Tonight, she struck out and finished the at-bat for Jen Gilbert. She also lined out to Amber Patton.
Count now goes to 2-1. That pitch is grounded foul. And Waldrop now evens up the count at 2-2. Ashley Stutzman also checking in as well. And the 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. And we are down to the last batter here for the Racers and a 3-1 lead for Chicago. Seven strikeouts tonight for Lacey Waldrop. So it's up to Griffin Joyner Racers. Tonight, 14 in a row now mowed down by Lacey Waldrop, Eric.
Well, someone's been mowing the lawn, batter-wise.
Yes, she has. Very impressed with the breaking ball as Marty Abrazian caught that one right down on the instep. That's smarts.
Turf has been extra bouncy tonight, particularly putting the ball on, like earlier with Artie Cantillo, how it bounced off her leg, and also how it hit Jen Gilbert right in the eye.
Right now, Griffin Joyner just trying to get on base and get Kelly Montalvo an opportunity to represent the tying run in this ball game. 3-8-1 for the Bandits, 1-1-3 for the Racers. And a 1-1 count now to Joyner. And the former Wildcat can't hold up, and the Racers are down to their last bullet. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 3-1 leader as the fans now come on their feet here at the ballpark in Rosemont. Here's the pitch. Just a little bit low. And deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 3-1 leader for the Bandits as they look for their 5th in a row.
Starting to get a little shaky in the booth, Mike.
Gets her sign. Here's the pitch. It's grounded back to Lacey to throw to first, and that's a Bandit winner. A one-hitter fashioned by Lacey Waldrop tonight as she retires the Racers in order after an error and a walk to lead off the 3rd in 5 consecutive innings, and she gets her first professional victory tonight as she beats the Akron Racers by a score of 3-1. What a terrific performance in the circle by Lacey Waldrop tonight, Eric.
Yes, indeed, Mike. She had the breaking ball working for her. She was mixing in the fastball in there, and she was successful tonight. Had a very dreamlike debut. Some night for the rookie. And she was able to settle down after giving up that early home run to Kaylee Quico, which turned out to be her only hit of the game. She definitely got locked in and loaded there. And also what impressed me most, Mike, was she was able to say cowgirl up when the sacks had runners on the corner. And she was able to get out of the jam by getting back-to-back strikeouts and a ground out.
So we'll move now to our Combat Sports postgame report. Your advantage is in our DNA. Experience Maxim, a 40% larger hitting surface than the closest competitor with Combat Sports. So the Chicago Bandits now have opened this season, Eric, with 5 consecutive victories. Ball game 3-1 to take the first 2 games of this 3-game set here against the Akron Racers, and they did it a little bit differently tonight. Last night they did it with the power. Tonight they did it with pitching and defense.
Yes, indeed, and they also got Lacey Waldrop the first win of her career in the NPF. It was a great team effort by the Bandits, and they were able to get the job done. So far, Mike, the formula that Aaron Moore and Bill Sokolos and also head coach Mike Sturwald put in the offseason is working so far, as the Bandits have now won 5 games in a row.
So here are the happy totals for the black and orange. For the Chicago Bandits, 3 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. The Bandits in the ball game stranded 5 runners. The winner is Lacey Waldrop, her first professional victory. She moves to 1-0 on the season as she goes with a 1-hit complete game shutout. The only blemish on the record tonight, Eric, was the home run leading off the second by Kylie Quico.
That turned out to be the only blemish of her evening. She settled down, realized, hey, it happened. Let's get the game going. My team can help pick me up, and she did just that. She followed the formula well for pitching, and she had a dreamlike debut. What a night for Lacey Waldrop.
Meanwhile, the Akron Racers fall to 1-3. They had 1 run, 1 hit, the aforementioned home run by Quico. 3 costly errors tonight for the Racers in the ball. Lisa Norris in her debut in the regular season in 2015, and she falls to 0-1. The veterans certainly pitched with a lot of moxie and guile out there tonight, Eric, but it wasn't enough against the performance by Waldrop.
You have to give Lisa Norris some credit. She was able to keep her team in it, but unfortunately her offense wasn't able to produce, and they just left too many runners on base, which I was talking to Ryan Levin yesterday. That's something their team has had a problem with early on in this season.
So time now as we continue on with our Combat Sports postgame report to name our player as well as our play of the ball game. And first of all, we'll name our play of the ball game, and it's the Diamond Sports play of the game, the official softball of the NPF. Progressive design plus advanced technology equals unparalleled performance. And Eric, I thought that key play at the plate was certainly the key play of this ball game brought to us by Diamond Sports.
Most definitely so. Amber Patton had to go up and around Griffin Joyner to get around the tag, because Griffin Joyner was blocking the plate well and had the play in front of her. That's something you can't teach, Mike. When the play's typically blocked, you know you're going to get out, but Amber Patton decides to deny them that opportunity to get the out and get the Bandits go-ahead run.
Yeah, really, the thing that was really amazing about that, Eric, was that she was able to get her right hand behind Joyner. Griffin Joyner really with textbook play there in blocking the plate. As there you see the play at first and then coming home, and there you see the hand by Patton getting in there, and that's just a veteran play that time by number.
Yes, indeed. Amber Patton did a play that's pretty rare to be seen. Like, I don't know, Mike. I didn't think that was a human right there.
Great job by the veteran to score as she gets our Diamond Sports play of the ball game. The official softball of the NPF, progressive design plus advanced technology equals unparalleled performance at Diamond Sports. And now we move on to our Boomba player of the ball game, and I don't think you have to go on a heavy limb tonight to name our Boomba player of the game, Eric.
I'm just gonna put the bullet in the head and say it's Lacey Waldrop.
1 hitter, complete game for the rookie. 7 strikeouts. She retires the last 15 Akron Racers order, as she was able to mow down the Racers after they got a couple runners on with a walk and an error in the 3rd inning. I really thought that was the turning point for her emotionally as well as tactically on the field, to be able to get out of that rally that the Racers had started to fashion in the 3rd, and after that it was 15 up and 15 down.
As I was mentioning earlier, Mike, she really cowgirled up that play, saying, look, I know I'm in a jam. I can rely on my defense. I also have to do some work in order to get out of this, and Lacey Waldrop did just that. You got to give props to the young lady for having a dreamlike debut here tonight.
So our Boomba player of the game is Lacey Waldrop as she picks up her first win in her professional career with the Chicago Bandits. Right now you see over in right center field the Villa Park Dance Troupe along with KGH Architects, the Downers Grove Dolls along with the Jordan Bulber birthday party getting their picture with the Chicago Bandits. And you can also find out about all kinds of activities that groups and birthday parties and participants here at the ballpark can get involved with the ball players right here at the ballpark at Rosemont on our website at ChicagoBandits.com. Special thanks go out to our Beacon Academy crew. Ben Erickson doing a great job getting the crew set up here tonight with Bilal Mohammed producing, along with Ronnie Capuzzo as director, Caroline Muller on graphics, and Max Arnold also helping us out in the booth tonight. Also, thanks go out to our camera crew with Brendan Culleton over here at home plate, Rebecca Pasteris at third base, and Sarah Mogatich down at first base. Our next broadcast here at Chicago Bandits and YouTube will be tomorrow night. It'll be Johnny Soul joining Eric Katz with all the play-by-play coverage. Pre-game coverage beginning at 7:30 with first pitch at at 7:35 as the Chicago Bandits go for their 6th consecutive win to start the 2015 campaign. So for Eric Katz, this is Mike Knezevich saying so long from the ballpark at Rosemont. Once again, the final score, the Chicago Bandits on a one-hitter by Lacey Waldrop win this one by a score of 3-1 as they move now to 5-0 in the early part of the NPF regular season campaign. God bless America. God bless you all. Good night, everybody, from the ballpark at Rosemont. It's time to run the bases here at the ballpark at Rosemont. Have a great evening, everybody. So long.